All right. Well, it's an honor to be here tonight. My name is Kent Hovind. I live in Pensacola, Florida. I taught high school science for 15 years, and now I travel and do seminars on creation, evolution, and dinosaurs, and my ministry is not government funded. This is not my wife, just a picture of her. We have 3 kids, 1 of each. I have all the kids married off, and the dog died, so I made it. I'm home free. It's wonderful. And my lovely daughter and her husband are over here. So raise your hand there, Paul and Marlissa. Good to have them here tonight. And I got 2 grandkids, 1 more due in a few days and another one due in about 7 months. So I'll have 4 grandkids, all under 3 when it's over with. I'm the founder of Dinosaur Adventureland in Pensacola, Florida. If you ever get up to Pensacola, you need to stop and see that place. We have a science center, a museum, and a theme park, all based on creation, and give glory to God for His creation instead of teaching evolution. We offer a lot of homeschool classes. We have a lot of video materials available. We have a creation boot camp coming up this September, and you're all invited to come up to that. We believe that the creation ought to glorify the God of the Creator, and He ought to get credit for what He did. So our position is the Bible is true, evolution theory is seriously wrong, and one of the dumbest and most dangerous religions in the history of the world. That's our totally unbiased opinion on the subject. Thank you so much.
All right, folks, it is Know Your Enemy for November. I'm really pushing the envelope on getting this one out there. It's going to be a slightly quick one because this guy has way too much stuff that you can read up on. I thought I was going to grab his biography from Rational Wiki and Wikipedia and be able to condense it down really easily. Sorry, Felicia just got back in the room. We just decided to get started on the next segment. So we're doing Know Your Enemy, and the target for this one is Kent fucking Hovind.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, AKA shit. Inmate number 06452-1017. For tax evasion, because he's a fucking piece of shit.
He's is he still in jail?
No, he got out. He got out. Him and his son Eric are having problems.
Well, yeah.
So okay, let's get started with. And Rational Wiki, I thought was just going to have a short thing on him. No, they have 12 bullet points in their contents there, with a shitload of sub points that they bring up as well. So it's like we honestly could talk about this guy for an hour, and I'm definitely not going to do that.
Oh, yeah.
He likes to call himself Dr. Kent Hovind or Dr. Dino.
Yeah, he's not really a doctor, is he?
No,
no, he's not.
His first PhD, obtained before his vacation in Club Fed here, was received from Patriot Bible University.
Not a real university.
Yeah, it is a degree mill, and they sell their doctorates for approximately $2,000.
That is cheap for a doctorate.
Steal. And his degree is in Christian education.
Yeah, that's not
a degree.
Not a real area of study there. And every time he's talked about himself, he's like, "Oh, I'm a doctor of education." He never brings up the Christian part. He just says education. It is not recognized by any legitimate university, professional association, or government agency. Patriot Bible University only offers programs which are religious in nature. And their degrees and diplomas have no state recognition. So way to sell it, guys. Huh. And his dissertation are usually, dissertations are usually readily available through libraries online.
Yeah, not these ones. No.
Nope, not available to the public anywhere. So WikiLeaks got a copy of it, though.
Oh. And
I don't like giving them credit on stuff like this, but this was back before they turned evil fucking Russian Federation spy agency kind of thing. And it had substandard quality, spelling and grammar mistakes typical of a high school student, from what people had read into it. And so it was only reviewed by 1 person, which anybody that knows how a PhD works, that's not how it goes. Which usually is a committee of 4 or 5 doctors that look at it. And
that's the final. That's the final review.
And that's stressful as fuck too, because that's your 80th revision on something where they're like, "This isn't good. You need to do more here."
These are things that people actually they work on these for years.
Yeah, I don't know why anybody wants to become a doctor. And I mean, more power to them. I mean, medical doctor is one thing, but when it comes to a PhD in social sciences and stuff like that, I can only imagine how hard it would be to write that fucking paper.
We need them. We need them.
We do.
We absolutely do. We absolutely do. We're just saying that's more work than
I want to do. So,
we can do.
Yeah, I have no qualms about knowing what my limit is, and that's definitely one of them.
We admire those who do.
I couldn't even finish my fucking bachelor's because I got tired of the fucking academic game. I got tired of the world that it was in. I mean, not the, like it's an echo chamber or anything like that, but I got tired of the get to school, go to class, go home, do homework for 3 hours, take a test, not talk to anybody. I didn't get the academic world that most other people did because I was working full time every time I was in school. So I didn't get to do like the campus life kind of thing. And I know it's different for other people out there, and I'm just being a whiny little bitch.
And for the most part, it's over. That's overrated.
It's definitely not what they sold me on all those 80 movies when I was watching them about what college is like. Fucking liars. It was nothing like Back to School. It was nothing like that. I didn't get any Rodney Dangerfield hanging out with me moments. I didn't go on raging keggers. I didn't do any panty raids or anything like that. Come on. It was mainly just going to class like high school. That's really what it felt like. Let's see. So Mr. Hovind, amazing guy. He actually is quoted as saying, "One drop of water will cover the world if you spread it real thin."
No, it will not.
So because there's a molecular limit, and define your drop and define.
That's just nonsense. Complete and utter nonsense.
Apparently, someone did the debunking on that one, and they said his statement is off by a factor of 1 trillion. The surface area of the Earth.
I'm not surprised someone did the math there.
Is like 5 times 10 to the 32nd angstroms squared. The size of a water molecule is about 10 angstroms. So to find out how much water you need to coat the world in a mono layer of water, you divide the surface, blah, 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 blah. The result is that you need a minimum of 150,000 tons of water.
That's a substantial amount of water.
Minimum. That's
well, I didn't say how big the drop was.
Well, yeah, he would get you on that because that's the kind of games that he plays. He's an asshole in that regard. Let's see. As to his Dr. Dino stuff and his creationism and the Hovind theory, this is rich. Wait,
it is. Yeah, that's.
So he made dinosaurs one of like his focal points as a preacher, and aside from promoting the usual creationist mantra that dinosaurs and man coexisted, he goes beyond the age of dinosaurs and straight up rejects most information post-dating the dinosaur renaissance. And that's the scientific revolution leading to the discovery that dinosaurs were not cold-blooded, sluggish, Godzilla-like monsters, but were in fact warm-blooded and active animals with bird-like respiratory systems and sometimes had feathers. We've changed in our thoughts of what dinosaurs are.
Right, because we gained more information.
But he says that birds aren't descended from dinosaurs at all. No.
No, of course not.
No, of course not.
Nothing more than big lizards that lived in Eden prior to the flood.
Why would he admit something that contradicts his narrative?
Yeah, he states that feathered dinosaurs are baloney.
Right. Those aren't dinosaurs.
No, those aren't dinosaurs at all. Those are chickens, and chickens can't be dinosaurs. No, wait. We ate dinosaur for Thanksgiving. I hate to mention it to him, but he says the Archaeopteryx was nothing more than a perching bird. What an asshole.
Yes, a perching bird that if you saw it, you would shit yourself.
He is a firm believer in the existence of several purported surviving dinosaurs, like like Nessie.
Oh God, he's
one of those.
I forgot he was one of those.
And he believes that the Zuyomaru, which was it's a Japanese ship that pulled up a carcass from the water that looked kind of like a plesiosaur.
Right,
but it was a decomposing shark. Yeah. The first thing to go on it is the part that like is the bit that joins like the head part to like the middle part, and so like it looks like a plesiosaur skeleton when it starts to degrade. So it's just crazy. So he has this theory called the Hovind theory, and he has his own interpretation of how the flood came about. They can't even get this right between any of them, and
no.
So according to him,
it's completely illogical. It's an entirely illogical point. That's why there's no consensus, because there's no evidence to back up any of it.
I believe it was this. Well, I postulate it was that. And scientists are like, you guys are fucking idiots. We have 3,000 of us saying that this happened. And each one of you has a different story about what happened here. It's just ridiculous.
Well, there's no basis. There's no basis for any of it, and it's complete. I've tried to read and watch his shit, but I can't get through it.
I can't. No, it's terrible. And there's a really good YouTuber out there by the name of Logic that went through almost every single one of his videos and debunked it point by point by point. And I'm like, I love people that have time and enough patience to do something like that. That's why I have a weekly news topics kind of thing, because it's fire and forget. You kind of just get done doing it, and you don't have to like go back and change your mind about something later on because they're like, oh wait, well that was the information I had at the time.
Yeah, I wonder how long it took him to actually get through all of that.
Oh, fuck that. So according to Hovind,
I would have had to have taken so many breaks.
Yeah. He believes that a meteor was on course, a negative 300 degree Fahrenheit meteor. What the fuck does the temperature of it in space have to do with it when it enters the atmosphere? Because that's when it heats up.
So a big ball of ice.
It's space temperature. It's
yeah,
very, 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 very cold. It's very cold.
It's cold on one side, hot on the other.
It's whatever temperature is affecting it. It's in a vacuum. It's a vacuum. Oh my god, it's not hard. It's really actually quite simple.
This meteor was on course for Earth, and it fragmented. Just magically fragmented. Some pieces formed the rings around other planets.
That's a big meteor. That's a big meteor.
That would be that'd have to be pretty.
That's a planet.
Big.
That's a planet, is what that is. That's a planet.
It's Nibiru. That's what it is.
It just fragments.
That's what happened to Nibiru.
Oh, and it created the lunar craters. Not a whole bunch of small bombardments or anything.
No.
This thing.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. They were all created at the same time.
More and more, and then they would all be in just like one spot
on one half of it.
Yeah, exactly. They'd just be like one part, like at least one half, like the most, not at least, most one half.
Not to mention the fact that if the moon actually got bombarded by that much material, it wouldn't be
the moon. It
anymore.
wouldn't be the moon.
And let's see, some fragments reached Earth and formed the North and South poles. He does know that it's not like a rock. That's at the North and South pole. It's like, this is the North Pole.
No, the poles were formed. Those were formed by magnets.
It's caused by the spinning of the ball of nickel and iron that's the core of our planet.
It's the energy. It's the energy.
It's the magnetosphere created
energy,
by
not like woo-woo energy, not like woo-woo energy, but like real energy, and then it's magnetic, and it's just, oh my god. Okay, those are the poles. Well, by the way, they can switch. We're fine.
Yeah, it happens every once in a while,
We're fine.
Wait, unless he thinks that the big ball of space ice formed the polar ice caps.
Well, and that's what he's talking about here, because he says that it froze the mammoths on their feet. That's why we find them frozen standing up, and it's like, not all of them have been standing up, buddy.
No.
Sometimes snowstorms happen, animals die, they lay down, and then we find them after they melt down a bit, But he apparently thinks that this impact broke through the firmament, so he's a believer in the firmament, and it cracked the planet's crust and released the fountains of the deep. Because Earth was just sitting on a giant fucking...
Does he think that there's enough... Does he think that there's more... There was more... I'm sorry. Okay, hold on.
Just don't.
You're thinking too hard.
Don't try to. No, you're gonna hurt yourself. Just don't.
There's not more water under the. There's not more water visible under the Earth that can cover all the continents, though.
No. There's
a finite amount of water on this planet,
and it's not like a gravimetric balloon where like you poke the crust, and then all of a sudden it's going to just spurt out and cover the planet.
And then what happens to that water?
Oh, he talks about that here. So, and this caused ice age-like conditions, even though the Bible never mentions that Noah's world being in a deep freeze. And in the later months of the flood, ocean basins and mountain ranges were formed by shifting, unstable plates.
The creation view says there was a flood about 4,400 years ago. Now, this would make a few predictions. Based on the idea that there was a universal flood, I think I could predict that the Earth will have hundreds of layers of strata. Floods automatically do that. Moving water sorts particles in all sorts of layers. You can get a jar of dirt, add some water to it, and shake it up and set it down, and in 20 seconds you'll have layers forming in your jar. Moving water automatically sorts particles. It's called hydrologic sorting. You engineers ought to know about that. I predict, based on the Bible teaching of the flood, that there will be billions of fossils, including coal and oil, found in those layers of sedimentary rock that we find all over the Earth.
So the world was like,
but the plates
smooth like a billiard ball.
Float. The plates don't float on water, though.
I wonder if he thinks that an island is actually
affected by the water, though. The plates are affected by the magma.
God damn it!
I wonder if he thinks that islands.
Oh shit! Holy shit!
The plates don't
Wait, no! Holy
the
shit!
Water, though.
Ken Hovind thinks the Earth is Arrakis.
The plates are below the water, though.
I appreciated that one, Kyle, because the sound the impact was hard enough for the sand trout to release all of the contained water they were holding underneath.
But
the space comet released the waters of life.
No, to be actually, Kyle, the water of life is after you give water to a little maker, and then once it dies, it regurgitates, and it's a very highly potent spice source. I fucking hate that I know this. I hate that I've read every one of those fucking books. Every single one of them. I fanboyed like a motherfucker when I saw Kevin Anderson at one of the Comic-Cons. I'm like, oh my God, I've read all your books. Which I wouldn't do for fucking Ken Hovind. God, this guy. And we're not going to talk about that anymore. He had a $250,000 challenge, and we're going to wrap it up with this one because fuck this guy. We're not going to give him this much time. He made a challenge for $250,000 to anyone who can give any empirical evidence for evolution.
He hasn't given the money out.
No, he's.
There's so much. You can't divide. Okay, here's the thing: is that if you divided it against everyone who had empirical evidence for evolution, they would be everyone who had it would get like $1, a quarter. Like there's a less than it is a mountain of evidence. I mean, I took one biology course in college, and I was just like, Jesus, I already accepted this as truth. The evidence is so fucking overwhelming for evolution.
I wonder how many people have walked up to him and go, "Hey, where's my money, bitch?"
Here's the thing. You guys are talking about evolution.
I've got a thumb, and it can do this.
Like we believe in evolution. He was talking about the Christian version of evolution, which is an evolution where, time, space, and matter came into existence by themselves. Planets and stars forming from space dust. Matter created life by itself. They're the whole, like, if a tornado went through a junkyard and spun around, would it stop and make me a Ferrari? And it's like the clockmaker argument and shit like that. It's just early life. He wanted answers for that kind of thing. So no, he's not really serious about this thing, and he doesn't offer it anymore. So.
Well, no, of course not, because I'm sure he realized that he would probably get sued.
Well, his rules for it when he was doing this is the challenge was judged by an anonymous committee handpicked by Hovind. It wasn't independent people. 2, he offered no proof other than his word that the money actually existed.
Of course.
And he demanded that applicants prove that evolution is the only possible way life, the universe, and everything could have come into existence.
Oh yeah, well that's not even going to work because that's not how it works.
That's not the thing, though.
That's not what evolution tells you.
Evolution has nothing to do with abiogenesis.
Nothing at all.
Nothing to do with it at all in any context.
No, and abiogenesis has nothing to do with cosmology. So it really
exactly. These things are completely irrelevant. not. Oh God.
Now let me throw out just a couple of his funny little creationist ideas, the various ones that are listed here at the bottom, where it says Neanderthals were nothing more than ordinary humans living to 300 years of age. That's fucking hilarious.
I'm sorry, 300 years of age?
Yeah, ordinary humans that live that old, and they look like Neanderthals.
Nope.
So
No,
okay.
no,
wrong.
No, that's just not. No, our bodies degrade. Oh my God, it's just the way cells work. We'll never, ever, ever survive to 300. It's just not how we function. It's just not how things are.
And let's see. There was no salt in the oceans before the flood, and it probably never rained before then.
How? What? Why? How? What? No.
And let's see, the last one that I'll give you guys here, and we'll move on, is that he states that God invented music, and he warns that Satan created ungodly music, though he doesn't specify the genre. It's country music.
It's gotta be.
It's gotta be country music. I can't. I for those people out there that might like country music, I'm sorry. I can't bring myself to listen to 99.99% of it. There's a couple of songs I'll listen to only because there's nostalgia reasons to it, but it's not like it's something I'm like, I have a hankering for some
it's
Faith Hill. I want to go listen to some Faith Hill.
Well, it's confirmed. I mean, Johnny Cash was the devil. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, the Man in Black. Yeah,
there we go.
And
okay, that's a good song. Rock Me Mama. It's a good song.
No.
It's a good song. Rock Me Mama like a wagon wheel. Great song.
Like a wagon.
Yeah. It's
okay.
It's about fucking. And it's not subtle. It's great.
Let's see. Do I want to bring up anything else here? Let's see. Hovind also believes that George W. Bush is a Satanist. Abortion was invented by Satan in order to depopulate the earth. Whatever.
Well, then that hasn't worked very well. Okay.
Loch Ness can contain 5 million people without breaking the surface. It's not that deep.
That's not. No,
However, I'm not going to give him shit on this because you can stack 5 million people pretty goddamn. I did the math on this one time. Don't ask me why I did this, but you can take all of the population of Earth, and I got like a generic number of like, how much volume a human takes up. And I did the math, and you could fit the entire Earth's like population in like a 1 mile cube. As long as you take up all the air. As long as there's if you liquefy everybody.
As long as everybody, yeah.
So I did that one time.
Squish them all in real good. Yeah.
I'm like, well, maybe he's not completely wrong about that one. Let's see. Hitler's persecution of the Jews was Satan's trial run for the end time events against Christians. Go ahead and keep believing that one.
It was just a dry run.
Dry run. We're not actually serious this time, guys. We'll get you next time.
Okay.
SARS and AIDS are synthetic pathogens. Does he not understand?
That doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
That's nonsense words. That's nonsense words that just.
Was it created? Maybe he's one of those created in a lab kind of things because he's also a 9/11 truther.
I think that's what he thinks.
Sure
that's what he
means.
means. Yeah.
But like, if it's a synthetic pathogen, there's no way to tell that from a natural one because it still does what it's supposed to do. That's
right.
Multiply and kill.
What does synthetic pathogen even like look like? Like, would it be plastic? Like,
I don't know.
How
but
you
but
synthesize
it's those microbe. You know what?
pathogen?
You know what a synthetic pathogen is for me? Fucking glitter. That's what a synthetic pathogen is. It just seemingly reproduces on its own, and it gets fucking everywhere, and like it's very clear.
A really good demonstration of how germs spread. Actually,
it is. It is a very good. Here's the crazy thing. The crazy thing about that is if they were actually synthetic, if they were actually lab created, if they were synthesized by humans, we wouldn't have as much trouble as we have getting rid of it because we would know how it was made.
Mm-hmm. And let's see, he did go to jail for tax evasion, and he eventually got out. And That's about it. I mean, we could keep talking about this guy for another 30 minutes, and it'd be fun, but we have a regular show to do. So anyway, thanks for listening, guys. That's been Know Your Enemy, and I'm going to send you out with one of his greatest, best of kind of things here. So enjoy, and we'll catch you next month with another Know Your Enemy segment. Let us know via email or through Patreon what you want us to conquer next time. We'll see you.
Okay. The word evolution has 6 different meanings.
Nope.
First of all, there would have to be cosmic evolution.
Nope.
That would be the origin of time, space, matter.
Nope.
They try to answer that with the Big Bang Theory, with which there are numerous problems. We cover that on our videotape number 1.
Nope.
The second meaning or level or stage of the evolution theory would have to be chemical evolution.
Nope.
If the Big Bang produced hydrogen, well then how did we get all these other elements? They want me to believe that uranium evolved from hydrogen?
Nope.
They'll say, oh yeah, you get fusion in stars. Well, first place, you can't fuse past iron, number 1. And secondly, if you want the stars to produce the elements, you have a chicken and an egg problem here.
Nope.
Which came first, the elements to make the stars or the stars to make the elements? You have a real problem here, but they never talk about chemical evolution. I'd like to hear that answer tonight. Thirdly, we'd have to have stellar evolution.
Nope.
The stars would have to evolve.
Nope.
Nobody's ever proven the formation of any one star.
Nope.
We see a few spots getting brighter, and they're assuming a star is
Nope.
forming. No, it could be the dust is clearing.
Nope.
It could be a supernova taking place. There's all kinds of explanations.
Nope.
Nobody's ever proven a star can form.
Nope.
And yet it's known now that there are about 11 trillion stars per person on this planet. Each of you could own 11 trillion of them.
Nope.
How did the stars evolve? Fourthly, we have to have organic evolution, the
Nope.
origin of life. How did life get started? Fifthly is
Nope.
macroevolution, where an animal changes to a different kind of animal. Nobody's ever seen any of these first 5.
Nope.
Lastly is what's called microevolution. I object to the term, but they use it, so I'll use
Nope.
it. Microevolution tells us there are varieties within the same kind. Big dogs, little dogs. Okay. This one happens. The first 5 are purely religious.
Nope.
And if you want to believe in those first 5, you enjoy yourself, but don't call it science.
Nope.
And don't make me pay to teach that to the next generation of kids as part of science, because it's not.
Nope.
It's nothing but a religion.
Nope.
They teach 20 billion years ago Big Bang, and that's what the evolution theory is based on. You have to have an origin point.
Nope.
18 or 20 billion years ago, there was a Big Bang. I think the evolution theory, as is currently taught in our textbooks, is totally unscientific.
Nope.
There's not a shred of evidence to back it up, and I simply resent paying for it. So my position is that the evolution theory, which teaches clearly 20 billion years ago Big Bang, then it says millions of years of torrential rains created the oceans as the earth cooled down, cooled down into a rocky crust, and then oceans formed over millions of years. This textbook says, swirling in the waters of the oceans is a bubbling broth of complex chemicals. Progress from a complex chemical soup to a living organism is very slow. Sure is. It don't even happen.
Nope.
That's how slow it is. This guy said the first self-replicating systems must have emerged in this organic soup. So according to the evolution theory, 20 billion years ago Big Bang, 4.6 billion years ago the earth cooled down. It rained on the rocks for millions of years and turned them into soup, and the soup came alive 3 billion years ago.
Nope.
So great-great-great-great-great-great-grandpa was soup.
Nope.
Okay?
Nope.
Now, it's true there's a lot of dogs in the world, but they didn't come from a rock 3.4 billion years ago, whatever you want to say. So the evolution is a dying religion surviving only on tax dollars.
Nope.
Evolution theory is positively anti-science.
Nope.
There's not a shred of real evidence to support
Nope.
any of the theories except oft-repeated lies.
Nope.